Welcome to the Thrift Store Kitchen Review, where I test all the weird junk from the thrift store so you don't have to. Welcome to today's edition of the Thrift Store Kitchen Review. I love to grill, but unfortunately I'm also an apartment dweller. So that means I'm not allowed to have a charcoal or a propane grill. So I have an indoor electric grill. It's decently fancy. It has interchangeable non-stick plates, precise temperature control, a lid that seals the smoke in. But recently I found something different. Something that takes indoor grilling down to its absolute bare bones. And that would be this right here. This is the Crock Grill. No, not a crock pot, a Crock Grill by Rival. And I got this at the No Longer Bound thrift store in Woodstock, Georgia for only $9.99. So before I use this to cook, let's do a quick examination of what we have here. Has its power cord. It has a wire rack that you grill on. It has a removable heating element that you plug the cord into. It has a metal interior bowl with a support rod for the heating element. And a large ceramic crock. Now this thing is kind of dirty as you can see, but I'm going to go get this cleaned up and then we're going to grill with it. So despite the dirty condition I received the Crock Grill in, it actually did clean up quite nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and get it plugged in and make sure that it is heating. I can already feel it starting to heat up. While it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and prep some chicken and we're going to grill. Okay, so as you can see, the Crock Grill has gotten pretty hot. Now I've got a boneless, skinless chicken breast right here. I've gone ahead and basted one side with a seasoning that I like to make. It consists of minced garlic, like from the jar, salt, pepper, Parmesan, Italian seasoning, and then I make it into almost a paste using olive oil. So I'm going to put this seasoned side down on the grill, and as that starts to cook, I'm going to go ahead and brush the other side with that seasoning as well. Now, when I cook on any indoor grilling device, I always, with thicker meat like this, as you can see, I pound it thin. It cooks much more evenly that way, and it gets to the inside of the meat quicker. If you don't pound it out first, often the outside gets burnt and the inside is still raw. So I'm going to let this cook, and in a few minutes we'll check it. The grill is starting to sizzle and the sides are starting to show that they've been cooking. Let's go ahead and pick this up and flip the chicken. Is sticking to the rack just a little bit. Trying not to start a fire or burn myself, but I gotta get this off of here somehow. Yeah, it's been cooking for a while, and I have to say on my more modern one, by now those grill lines would be way more pronounced, and that non-stick surface would have made turning that a heck of a lot easier. Starting to see how this thing kind of fell out of favor. I'm going to let it cook for a little while longer, and I'll be back shortly. The chicken's been on this side for a few minutes. Let's pick it up and flip it again, see how this side's looking. Again, unfortunately, you really don't get good grill marks with this thing. It just does not get hot enough to give it that true grilled appearance and texture. So we're just going to let it finish and maybe the taste will make up for it. I'm going to go ahead and flip the chicken one more time. It finally seems to be getting a little bit of color, but I want grill marks. I don't want very light brown. I want dark brown and a little bit of black. I'm going to go ahead and cut this and see what the interior looks like. It's juicy. It's looking like it should be done very shortly, so I'm going to let it cook just a little bit longer. Now I'm going to pull it off and taste it. Okay, so this should be about done now. Let me take one more cut. Yeah, that's definitely done. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it off and get it on the plate. Let me go ahead and unplug the unit. And then I'm going to cut a small piece of the chicken off and get a little taste. Actually, I take that back. It doesn't seem to be cooked very evenly. And now it's falling apart. So I'm just going to cut this into 2 pieces and let it cook for just a few more moments. And I just unhooked that. Yeah, that's another thing with this, is the way this is set up is very hard to keep that thing in place. But I'm going to let it cook just a little longer because salmonella is bad, and hopefully we'll finally be taking it off of here and eating it soon. Okay, so the chicken finally looks about truly done. I'm going to unplug it again, and let me go ahead and pull this piece off. I'm going to cut a little bite. I mean, it's not terrible, but it doesn't even compare to the good electric grill. Now, the other electric grill obviously isn't the same as being able to cook outside over charcoal, but when you can't do that, it's good enough. It gets good color, decent char, and it cooks a lot quicker. This really doesn't do any of that. But before I get rid of it, I'm going to clean it up and give it one final test. I've gotten the crock grill cleaned up and heated back up. Now it's time to find out, will it glizz? I'd imagine it will, but it's a question more of how long will it take, and will it even halfway resemble a grilled hot dog once it's cooked? So I'm going to go ahead and throw the hot dog on here, let it start to cook, and we'll see the result we get. The hot dog's been on there a couple minutes. Let's go ahead and turn it over and see what it looks like. I mean, look at that. There's like no grill marks on there. You can see that it's cooking, but it's certainly not grilling. And it's not like this thing isn't on. I can feel the heat over here, and I'm standing a few feet back. But this thing just does not cook very well. It's been a few more minutes. You can see that the hot dog's starting to plump. So let me turn it again, see if maybe this side got some color. No. Like, it's overheat. It's over this grate, and you don't even see like real grill lines on here. You know, let it cook some more. Hopefully in a few minutes it'll at least be ready to eat. All right, the end of the hot dog is starting to split, so hopefully this is about done. Put it on this side. See, look at this. It's been cooking long enough to split, and it's been cooking for a while. I've had time to sit there and empty my entire dishwasher while this is cooking. This is supposedly being grilled, but you don't even see anything resembling real grill lines anywhere on the hot dog. So let me go ahead and take it off. I'm going to put it on the bun, unplug this quote-unquote grill. Let me at least split the hot dog open. Yeah, it's decently warm inside. I'm going to take a bite. Tastes like a hot dog. Not even all the way hot inside, but it's warm enough to eat. Yeah, so this thing, we're about to have a little talk about it. So what is my final verdict on the Rival Crock Grill? Well, it's a crock of something. I'll give it that much. If I try to list the pros and cons, unfortunately, there's only one pro I can think of, and that's the fact that it cleans up easily. Beyond that, this thing has no redeeming value. Obviously, it was made to be a very simple indoor grill, and the simplicity isn't what makes it bad. Sometimes products are made simple and it actually makes them good. For example, here's one right here that I picked up this week. This is a Fry Daddy. Basically, it strips away everything from what a fryer is and boils it down to its most basic functions. It plugs in, it turns on, and it fries. No features beyond that, but they work. And I wish I had picked this up last week and didn't have to use an electric skillet to cook those potatoes, but it inspired me to go buy one even though I don't fry things often. Its simplicity is really all it has going. Unfortunately, as we saw, it doesn't get hot enough. There's no way to even lower the rack to get it closer to the heating element so that it did grill the food better. As I've said before, indoor grilling isn't the same as outdoor grilling, but when you're limited on options, it's nice to at least have a decent substitute. And this does not even come close. It's better to just not have an indoor grill at all if this would be your only option. Why grill food badly when you can just cook it another way that you know it'll turn out good? This thing is a worthless gimmick from the 1980s. No redeeming value. Well, thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Thrift Store Kitchen Review. Be sure to subscribe, follow us on Facebook, linked in the description below, tell your friends about us, drop us a line down there in the comment section, get out there and support your local thrift store, and have a wonderful day.